Welcome to the F-Bomb Podcast. This is episode 37, but a new season.
Yeah, we ready to do this shit.
Yeah, so if you don't know, Dustin quit. So we moved on, got a new co-host, and we're going to change it up a little bit. So we're going to be talking about different stuff. Still going to be funny.
Oh, yeah. We're still going to act like fucking goons, so.
Yeah. And, you know, we'll just see how it goes. But it's going to be more toward like serial killers and murder and
true crime-ish, weird stuff, weird happenings, and gonna just structure it, man, like a real podcast. So
yeah,
we're gonna have fun with it. It's gonna be crazy ass stories, and then our take on
on the stories,
insanity, pretty much. So
yeah.
I'm Mike Billingsley, and I was the one that got tased on. I don't know what episode.
I don't know, like 30. It might have been like 33 or something like that.
Had some good comments and stuff about that episode. Everybody seemed to like it. So
yeah,
yep. This is a all new F-Bomb podcast. Structuring a little different, and we're gonna have fun with it.
Yeah, and we're changing the logo a little bit. We're gonna change the intro. It's a lot of changing.
Yeah.
A lot of changing.
For the better, though.
Yeah.
We're fixing to make this thing what it's supposed to be, so.
Yeah.
We're all excited about it.
Yeah. And so if you want to, you can follow us on our social media. It's the F-Bomb Podcast on everything. Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all that. And we have a Patreon now.
Yes.
So that's patreon.com/TheFBombPodcast. There's two tiers. It's live now. So there's two tiers. The first one is $3 a month. You get a chat community thing and ad-free episodes that you get early.
Yeah, so they'll be on Patreon before we post them on YouTube.
On anything
else. You'll get access to that first, and
the second tier is like $9. And that's the one you get early access to the video on that one.
Yeah.
So the first tier you get early access to the audio. The second tier you get early access to the audio or the video, whichever one you want to watch. Plus we're gonna do special interviews with people that will only be posted for the Patreon.
For the Patreon. Famous people. We got a lot of things down the pipeline. A lot of interviews. Y'all really gonna want to hear. So
yeah.
And that goes towards the second podcast we're going to do, Scared Stiff.
Yeah, so, we have that coming too.
Yeah, that's down the pipeline. You want to tell them about what we're going to do with that?
Yeah, that one's going to be all about ghosts and paranormal stuff, demons and scary shit.
And also with the Patreon, we're going to use the same Patreon. We're going to do live ghost investigations.
Yeah,
and you're going to be able to get those on Patreon as well.
Right,
so,
right.
It's going to be the shiznit.
I hope so.
Oh, it's going to be good.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
It's going to be fun.
Yep. And there's a goal. So when we get to 100 Patreons, we will call one of you on the episode. So once we get to 100 episodes, I think we should do it on every episode. Just pick one and call them.
Yeah, absolutely.
After we get to 100.
Yeah, that sounds good with me, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll call y'all and harass the fuck out of you.
Yeah. We'll do all that. So with that being said, want to start with the new story that we got?
Yes. This episode is going to be about Albert Fish, an American serial killer in the 1920s, and he was a sick fuck.
Yeah. So I read the overview. I didn't know anything about him. So I only know a little bit. Mike did the research and knows a lot more about it. So
yeah, this guy's a fucking dude. Fucking grandpa crazy right here, buddy.
Yeah.
Looks like an old, your old fucking grandpa, comes over.
Yeah, they called him like Mr. Gray or something. Or the
Gray Man.
The Gray Man.
Yeah. So this is a guy, man. He looks like your grandpa would come pick you up and take you fucking to go get a snow cone or something. But this guy fucking sticking shit in his ass and setting it on fire and fucking coming because he loves that kind of shit. So
yeah.
This guy is there's no word for this dude. I mean,
not really. From what I read, he looked like a regular dude. And
out of all your serial killers, though, it's like this guy's just fucking. He stands out. I don't know, man.
I guess he could. Yeah, I guess he could have stood out.
I mean, he's
kinda
an old grandpa that's a serial killer, pedophile, and a cannibal.
Yeah, but he only killed kids.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah,
and a self-mutilator.
Yeah,
So this guy, every check mark is checked with this fucking goon, man. He's crazy.
Yeah.
So his nicknames were the Gray Man.
Yeah, that was one. I read that one.
The Brooklyn Vampire, the Boogey Man, Moon Maniac, and the Werewolf of Wysteria.
And he was from New York. This all happened in New York.
Yeah. New York in the 1920s. He was born in 1870. So, he was born right after the Civil War was ending.
Yeah.
And then he was in New York, Washington, D.C. area. So, everything up there was bustling. You know what I mean? It's after the Civil War.
Yeah.
Things are bustling and jobs are coming. They're building like maniacs up that way.
Yeah.
So, his sign is Taurus. So all you assholes out there with a Taurus sign, you're got a little hookup with the fish for the fisher. So, but I'm not a Taurus, man. But anyway,
Yeah.
he was born in Washington D.C.
Yeah.
in 1870. He had a wife, Estella Wilcox, which we'll get into. But he was married. His dad was Randall. And his dad was 75 years old.
When he had him.
He had him.
Yeah, yeah.
Fucking old man, just pumping the shit out, dude. His mother was, I want to say about 20 years younger than his father. So, or it might have been 30. I mean, she was way younger than no Papa fucking wrinkled cock over here.
Yeah.
Fucking ball dropping, man. So, he had siblings, Annie Fish, Edwin Fish, Walter Winchell Fish, and this dude had 5 fucking kids.
Yeah.
He had 5 kids.
Yeah.
And what's so messed up with this guy is that, he murdered children and tortured them, but he was the best father.
He never did it to his own kids.
No,
yeah.
he took care of his kids, man, just cradled them, dude.
Yeah.
And which is just, the mindset of this guy is just so fucking crazy. I mean, you look at another kid and a fucking dinner.
Yeah, dinner.
You know what I mean?
Ding, ding,
but
ding.
he goes home and he's like, he doesn't see his own kids that way. So, I really found that insanely fucking strange and odd. But
it's interesting, though.
yeah, absolutely interesting. So let's get into this guy. Hamilton Howard Albert Fish was an American serial killer, pedophile, and cannibal. His terrifying crimes earned him monikers like the Gray Man, the Boogey Man, Werewolf of Wysteria, Brooklyn Vampire, and the Moon Maniac. Presented himself as an unassuming and harmless old man. But his bone-chilling crimes put him on the list of one of the most deranged and brutal serial killers of all time, which is fucking straight up no shit.
Yeah.
So, he once claimed that he had one victim in every state of the United States and that his victims were close to 100 children. However, he is also known to be a compulsive liar and couldn't separate fact from fiction. As you'll see, on into his life, he had some kind of religious thing where he was just thought he was Jesus at one time. I mean, so you got this guy. He's a pedophile and cannibal, and then he goes to a religious stunt that he thinks he's doing everything for God, or God's telling him to. So this guy's psyche, man, his mental capacity was fucked up, man.
Yeah.
But he had all his family, I think he had a brother and his sister. His whole family and his mom, their whole family had mental illness everywhere, man.
Yeah,
so,
I read that. Yeah.
So
his mom was having some problems with something. And put him up for adoption or something like that.
Yeah.
Or he was in an orphan home until she got better, and then she went and got him.
Well, you got to think that his dad was 75 when he was born.
Right.
So he was the breadwinner. I mean, he had businesses and shit, and he went and fucking got on a tugboat and was the captain of that for a while. But when he died, his mother was left with nothing. So it's like, what do? You know what I mean? So she put them all in a children's home until she could, get money to try to take care of them. You know what I mean? But I know his family had mental illness, was just rampant through his whole family.
Yeah.
So he was born in 1870 in Washington, D.C. to Randall and Ellen Fish. His father had English roots while his mother was of Scottish and Irish descent. His father, who was 43 years older than his mother.
43.
That's way bigger than what I thought.
Yeah.
So that's... What the fuck, dude? Wow.
How'd he land that one?
Yeah, I'm telling you. Oh, Fish, man, he was hung like a fucking beast, apparently, man. I don't know. Back then, I mean, hell, I guess he had money, too. I don't know. But his mom was fucking crazy anyway, so.
Yeah.
He was the youngest of his surviving siblings. He had two brothers named Walter Fish and Edwin Fish, and his sister, Annie Fish. He started calling himself Albert after one of his dead siblings. So I think one of his brothers was stillborn, I do believe.
Uh-huh.
And people made fun of him. So he didn't like Herbert, apparently.
So he chose Albert.
So he chose Albert.
Oh, okay.
Which I think they might have named his
The stillborn Albert.
Albert.
Right.
So many of his family members suffered from mental health issues, including his mother, who had visual hallucinations. His uncle suffered mania. His brother was sent to a mental asylum, and his sister also suffered from mental afflictions. So, it's not really, it's not really. I mean, what do you expect? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, but.
They all have problems.
Yeah, but this dude's fucking problems.
He went for it. He went for it.
Which, they say serial killers, are they born that way, or are they, raised that way? And with this guy, man, I think the mix of the two, with the mental illness and then how this dude, because he really didn't start, when he went into that children's home is when it fucked him completely up.
Yeah.
Which we'll see. So his father Randall initially worked as a riverboat captain, and he later became a fertilizer manufacturer. He died of a heart attack in Washington's 6th Street Station in 1875. Owing to his mother's mental health issues, Fish was sent to St. John's Orphanage in Washington, where he was often brutally beaten and tortured. So this is where...
Yeah. This is where the pain, pleasure thing comes in.
Yeah, this is where... fucking old man Fishy. This is where his mental psyche started to develop. You know what I mean? So he was 7. So this is when he's really starts making who he is to become, pretty much.
Right.
So since he was frequently exposed to brutality, harsh beatings, and torture during his growing up years, he began to associate these with pleasure. So he was aroused by unmerciful whipping and flogging and began looking forward to it. So... back in these, in the early 1900s,
it's probably a Catholic orphanage and shit.
Yeah, they had nuns. So back then, I mean, it was brutal, man. I mean, they just beat the hell out of you. You know what I mean?
I think they still do
for for nothing, really. So he would. There'd be lines of kids fixing to get their ass beat, right? And he would hide and watch them fucking tug his fish over it. Why it's insane, man. So he got off by watching these kids get their ass handed to him.
Yeah, but then he wanted his turn.
Yeah, he couldn't wait. He couldn't wait for his turn. So what do you do with this fucking guy? It's like how do you punish this fucker?
You can't. Yeah.
It's like, he looks forwed to it. You whoop his ass because he done something wrong. He's over there going, it's a whooping again, please. So, it'd be frustrating, man. It's like, I want to beat the fuck out of this dude, but I don't want him coming on me at the same time.
Right.
So it's like, like I said, this guy, fucking for serial killer, this dude is just absolutely fucked up beyond all recognition, man. So... Around 1880, his mother managed to get a stable government job and brought him home from the orphanage. Fish never received any formal education. At the age of 12, he got involved in a relationship with a telegraph boy who introduced him to paraphilic practices such as Here we go.
The Alabama education coming in.
Here we go. Urolagnia and coprophagia. So y'all all will understand what I'm talking about. Paraphilic is a disorder that are recurrent, intense, sexually arousing fantasies, urges, or behaviors that are distressing or disabling and that involve intimate objects, children, or non-consenting adults, or suffering of humiliation of oneself or the other partner with the potential to cause harm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Urolagnia.
I like that stuff.
Fuck, God, I cannot say this shit. Urolagnia
There you go.
is a tendency to derive sexual pleasure from the sight or thought of urination. Pissing.
Really?
Fuck yeah, dude. So this guy like to be pissed on, man. Fucking golden shower, old fucking what?
In the 20s.
What the fuck,
In
dude?
the 20s.
Oh, no, hold on.
Well, that was probably even before the 20s, though, right?
No. This is 1890s.
Yeah.
So, and just hold on. I got you. So, coprophagia is the consumption of feces. So this
Got to eat the shit, too.
jokes out there. I mean, what the fuck?
He liked the poopy face.
He liked it to be poopied on and liked it to be shittied on. So, I mean, he got to be, what the fuck? Who the fuck gets off on being pissed and shit on, dude?
There's
if any of y'all like this shit, if any of y'all like to be pissed or shit on, please email us at
TheFBomb at Gmail. You got me fucked up. TheFBombPodcast at gmail.com.
Oh, God help me. And we're just getting started.
Yeah.
Just remember, we're just now getting fucking going. We ain't even.
That doesn't mean go find the videos of fucking.
Yeah, do not fucking send us videos of people loving. No. We don't want that shit. Fuck off. No. Well, maybe Joey. Not me, though. I don't like that shit.
No, I don't want that. I couldn't ever finish watching Two Girls, One Cup.
Yeah, that was.
I couldn't finish watching that one, so I cannot watch anything that has to do with feces.
I don't think I watched all that either.
Yeah,
when they were snacking on shit, I was like, yeah, nope.
No.
This is, no. Oh, fucking son of a bitch. Oh, a whole new meaning to fecal freak here, buddy. I mean, it's, okay. I don't know how you get sexual pleasure over shit and piss. Dude.
I don't know. I just like my wee tugged. That's it.
Yeah, good tugging, but not no fucking feces, fucking. Oh, I can't even fucking say nothing about that. Anyway,
moving on.
As a young boy, he started visiting public baths to watch boys undress. He also started writing salacious and vulgar letters to women from classified advertisements and matrimonial agencies. So back then, their Tinder or whatever was in the newspaper.
Well, yeah, I mean, I remember when before the internet, we had the fucking buy sell bulletin.
Oh, fuck. Yes. But, I mean, this is where...
Most of you probably don't know that, but it's where people put things for sale, and then they had...
Oh, yeah.
They had the looking for men, looking for women.
Right.
And a lot of times they would... they'd be like, I seen you at the gas station.
Yeah, no shit.
At
fucking
5:45, and you were in a black T-shirt, and fucking blonde hair or whatever. The creepy.
I was a big fat
shit.
guy with overalls on with no fucking shoes.
Yeah,
and,
I'll be there again at 5:45 on fucking this day.
Yeah, some of that was interesting in itself, man.
Yeah.
But back then, they really, man, that's how a lot of these women got married. A suitor would write to them, and then that was it. So that's, it's fucking odd.
It's a lot easier back then.
Yeah, right. All right, so we're going to go over some of his early crimes and shit that he did. So Albert Fish moved to New York City in his early 20s, started working as a male prostitute.
I missed that part.
Freaking hell. I hope he didn't fucking...
He had diseases too, didn't he?
In his head.
Well,
I don't know how the fuck he didn't get any diseases, dude. That's what's so fucked up. This guy's over here fucking playing and pissing shit.
Yeah.
And prostituting himself out. And this fucker, man, lives to be, until he was fucking executed, 65 years old. It's like,
yeah.
That's fucking, that shit won't fly these days.
No.
You have all kinds of stupid shit. So, around this time, he began to rape young boys. So, this is when he started just, fucking, snatching kids up off the street, raping them, sodomy, all that crazy shit. He first lured them and then tortured them by smacking them with paddles embedded with fucking nails.
I thought, okay, so he did that to I thought he had other people do that to him.
He does.
Okay.
But this is how he would torture these kids.
I got
Then he would eventually rape them. It was the beginning of his perverted obsession with children, which ultimately led to him becoming one of the most feared serial killers of all time. So this is when, he really got into the luring of kids and young men, and then he would, he'd torture the fuck out of them, and he got off on it.
Yeah.
So in 1898, his mother arranged for him to marry Irina Mary Hoffman, and that was real big back in too. They would arrange marriages and all that craziness. Fucking nuts. This fucking woman didn't know what the fuck she was getting into. Holy fucking shit. So they went on to get married, and he fathered 6 children. I'm sorry, I thought it was 5. 6 kids, man, he had. Albert Jr., Anna, Gertrude, Eugene, John, and Henry.
Gertrude.
Yeah, it's good old 1920s fucking name.
Oh, yeah.
So he worked as a house painter in the year of 1898. In 1903, he was arrested for grand larceny and incarcerated in Sing Sing prison. He regularly had sex with prisoners and inmates there. Well, I didn't see that bullshit coming, did you? I thought he would totally not have any fucking sex while he was in prison.
But didn't see that coming.
Apparently, he liked that pretty good. So yeah. God damn. We ain't even got started, man, and then this fucking guy is just.
Yeah.
I mean, sit for a minute and then try to get into his head of the bullshit that turns him on, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, so he likes to be whipped with a paddle
with nails
protruding from him. Yeah. He also likes to whip himself with like a cat of nine tails. Just a whip, and he flogs himself.
Yeah.
And at the same time, he's got a fucking hard fish dick going on.
Tugging
and whipping himself. It's like, it's hard to get into that frame of fucking mind with this old cocksucker.
Yeah.
You want me to hit you with a paddle of nails?
No.
You afraid it's going to feel good?
No, I'm afraid it's going to hurt.
I think you're afraid it's going to feel good.
No.
Joey G.
No, don't make me blush.
Oh. Jeez. Yeah, also, that $9 Patreon tier, if you get on that, you'll see me hit him with a fucking paddle with nails sticking out.
I'll tase your ass again real fucking quick. Oh, and speaking
Here we go. The first 100
you
Patreons.
Thought that was pleasurable.
Well, I'm a sick fuck. What do you expect? First 100 Patreons, I'll let him tase the fuck out of me again. So get your ass on Patreon.
There you go.
Help us keep this fucker afloat. So, this is a good part. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Sure?
Yeah, I'm ready. Wait a minute.
Yeah, hell, you might. Yeah,
wait a minute.
You probably want to take a couple of those because this is when shit gets real good here. And I know that you love getting flogged.
Oh, you know it so much.
I can't do that to you, so I'm sorry.
Yeah,
because my dick may get hard.
Mine too.
Okay, so. So he was in Sing Sing.
The fuck is Sing Sing?
Prison.
I never heard of a Sing Sing.
Never heard of Sing Sing prison? Yeah, it was a big prison back in the 1800s and the early 1900s.
I can't say I remember even hearing about it.
Yeah. Sing Sing was a big thing up in New York, man. I'm sure it's closed now, but
yeah,
I'd like to go in that bitch.
Yeah.
But so he got out. He continued molesting children even after he was married.
Yeah,
and become a father because that's fucking his. Fucking whatever he likes to do because, everybody loves to kidnap kids and molest them. And anyway.
Yeah.
He admitted to being obsessed with mutilation after his male lover took him to a wax museum where he saw the bisection of a penis. I think if I went to a museum and seen a bisected penis, the last thing I would want to do is fucking tug it to it.
Yeah. What's a bisex?
So it was a wax museum. He's got a cock. a wax cock and it's split in half and it shows everything inside. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
Kind of medical.
Yeah, I got
shit.
You.
So I mean, it totally fucking.
That's just me being stupid.
No, that's okay.
Yeah.
So he became involved in self-mutilation, of course, because he loved that crazy shit, and he's a fucking psycho.
Yeah.
Often putting needles in his groin.
I read that.
No.
Seen the X-rays.
So on Facebook, we'll post all these pictures of him. When he was captured, they took an X-ray of this guy's cock section, and he had 2-inch needles all up in his fucking.
I think it said there was
rectum.
like 19.
Yeah, there was a bunch of them.
Yeah.
So this guy's.
So he put them in and he left them.
Yeah. Oh, he wasn't just stabbing himself with them. He was pushing them all the fucking way in
and leaving them.
Yeah. So how do you sit there? What the fuck? See, this is what I'm saying.
I don't know.
This is the guy we're talking about. So he would also get a good section of wool, right? Wool. And he'd fold it up and he would stick it in his ass.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? He would leave about 1.5 inches hanging out of his ass. Then he would set it on fire and he would let it completely burn up in his Duke chute while he's tugging it. So for reference,
how would you even be able to stand that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And this is wool, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not going to go out.
Fucking burn all the way up in him, and that's what got him off. So for the new season of the F-Bomb podcast, live, we're going to let Joey stick toilet paper in his ass instead of the blades.
No, I didn't agree to that.
So I'm okay. So let's boil this down for a second. So the guy's sticking 2-inch needles. I was trying to figure out where the fuck he was sticking them. So the taint area, I mean, because it was up in the X-rays.
Yeah, the X-rays
was
like his abdomen or like it's his hips and shit.
So, oh man, some of them were right above his cock and shit. Mm-hmm. So he was just
so maybe like pubic area and all kinds of shit.
So this guy was
like
sticking,
all around it.
And how do you do?
I don't know.
And then the wool. How does
the paddles and the whips,
flogging and Jesus Christ. So
sounds like a good time.
This is fuck yeah, right. So this is the guy we're talking about, which is he's got pain and pleasure just so fucked up in his head that I'm trying to figure out with all this he's got going on, and the kids that he loves to molest and torture, how he keeps that separate from his own children.
Yeah,
it just I mean I just don't. It's hard for me to get in this cocksucker's head any fucking way. Mm-hmm. But trying to separate the two is just
I don't know. Maybe he just viewed it as his kids, I guess, and.
I mean, but how do you keep that as a normal factor? You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, he cared.
Well, he loved no doubt. He loved
the people that he didn't.
His kids.
Yeah, the people that he didn't know, he had no feelings toward.
I guess, man. But still, though, man, like most of your pedophile serial killers, I mean, they don't look at them as human anyway. They look at them as objects.
Well, he looked at him as dinner.
Indeed, he did. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to figure out, man. Like most of your serial killers they're they like one thing. They kill women. They don't see them as human. They see them as objects to use and then to dispose of.
Yeah.
Then you got the pedophiles that it's the same way, but it's kids.
Yeah.
But then you have a guy here that's got his own kids and keeps that separate. So that's, to me, that's just...
Well, that's like the people the serial killers that had separate lives.
Well, yeah.
They had a family and kids and all that. But
then they have girls. That's true. That's true. I don't... It's just odd, man, to keep that separate, especially with this guy. So,
yeah.
That's wild. Okay, so in 1910, when he was working in Wilmington, Delaware, he met a young man named Thomas Ketting. Fish and Ketting started engaging in sadomasochistic relationship. Didn't see that coming, did you? While it's still unknown whether their relationship was consensual or not, he confessed to the fact that Ketting was intellectually disabled. So, apparently this guy was kind of slow. I don't think he was to the very mentally handicapped.
Back then, he probably just autistic.
Right. There was something that, I mean, it wasn't like so bad that he couldn't function. You know what I mean? So he was just, you know.
Well, yeah, they met during a job. They worked.
Right.
They worked together.
So Fish lured Ketting to a farmhouse where he tortured him under the guise of a rendezvous. So he lured him to this old farmhouse. Hey, we're going to go and we're going to do some sadomasochistic fucking, and you can stick shit in my ass and all that crap. So this guy's, you know, whatever. So he kept Ketting tied up for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
He kept this guy tied up for 2 weeks, torturing him, fucking him, and whatever the hell else you could think he could do, man. But
he cut off a piece of his dick.
At the end of that 2 weeks, he cut half of this guy's dick off.
And ate it. He cooked it and ate it.
He did. So,
and that guy was still alive.
So fucking this cock eater, literally. Yeah. So he tortured this guy and cut half of his dick off, right?
Yep.
And then he said, I shall never forget his scream and the look he gave me. I mean, he fucking loved that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And which he intended to kill him, but decided against it when he thought that it would bring unwanted attention towards him, but also that, you know, he cut half of this guy's dick off to take back and eat it, okay? And he decided not to because it would spoil in the amount of time.
Oh, he didn't eat it?
No, he did not eat it. He was going to.
I thought he did.
No. But he was going to literally cut him up into sections and just take all the meat.
Yeah.
He might. I don't know. The research didn't go into that. He might have ate it.
Like I said, I just read an overview. It could be some parts wrong or
I know
misunderstood.
I know that he was going to cut him up and take his whole body back.
Yeah.
But the amount of time it would take him to get home, the meat would spoil. So what this guy
must have been during the summer.
Yeah. So what he does, this dude, is that he lathered his half cock up in peroxide, covered it with a handkerchief, and left a $10 bill
for his troubles.
But also,
I remember that.
went up to him and kissed him on the lips, you know, and said something like "fucking thank you" or "I love you" or something, and then he left.
Yeah,
just left this guy fucking tied up with half a cock, fucking
in peroxide.
Yeah, just fucking wrapped up.
Yeah. What the fuck? That was his. Was that his first victim?
That was well, it's hard to know, but
that's the first known.
That is
story.
the first known where he actually mutilated somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, 1917, Fish had become severely mentally ill.
Whoa!
It
No,
says 1917,
no,
motherfucker. It seems like he's been ill fucking way before that.
Yeah.
Crazy grandpa. So then this is what really fucked him up. His wife, they moved in a worker that helped around the house.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's 27 years old, right? So his wife left his ass for this fucking worker.
Oh.
Left him with 6 fucking kids.
That's right.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Knowing that his fucking his sexual
she
shit was fucked up to begin with. She
I don't
knew.
think oh, she did?
Oh, yeah, she fucking knew. He had fucking weird sexual habits.
Oh.
So, what? She needs to be drawn and fucking quartered anyway. But, I mean, 6 kids and, yeah. Anyway. Following her departure, he started to have auditory hallucinations. So this is when...
Started hearing shit.
This is when the religious fanatic craziness...
Yeah, because he thought he was hearing God.
Right, got into his head. So he recalled wrapping himself in a carpet and saying that he was instructed by John the Apostle. So I mean, he would go outside on the hill and yell out, claiming that he was Jesus Christ. I mean, it was insane, dude. This guy is fucking losing it.
Yeah.
Well, steadily losing it anyway. Albert Fish committed his first attack on a boy named Thomas Ketting. So that was the Ketting. So his first known one that he actually confessed to was that Ketting guy.
Yeah.
He also targeted victims who were either mentally challenged, as Ketting was, or African-American descent, because back then, nobody was keeping tabs on them, and if they come up missing, nobody gave a shit.
Right.
Because this is like, the early 1900s, it's been, 30 years after the Civil War, so even up there in the Yankees, it was fucked up there too.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just everywhere. It was fucking
wasn't,
everywhere.
No, it wasn't just down south.
No.
It was everywhere.
No. There's your little history lesson.
Yeah. Yeah, y'all fucked up too.
The Yankees were kind of fucked up too. Not saying that it was good or it's okay. No.
No.
That's not what we're saying. But we get a bad rap for all that shit. Fucking some bitches. Anyway. On July 11th, 1924, he saw Beatrice kill an 8-year-old girl playing on her parents' farm in Staten Island.
Yep.
To lure her, he offered money to help him look for rhubarb in the fields. Fortunately, her mother saw him and chased him away. He came back to the farm and was found trying to sleep in the barn, and the girl's parents freaked the fuck out and told that old grandpa-looking child eater to get the fuck off my property. No, I don't know.
Yeah.
To run him off, though.
Yeah.
May 25th, 1928, Albert Fish saw a classified advertisement in the New York World placed by an Edward Budd. He was looking for a position to work back then. They did a lot of that. And this was a younger guy.
Yeah, it's like painting and stuff like that.
Yeah, he was a younger guy. He was looking for work.
Yeah.
And the 58-year-old Fish met with the Budd family, and under his guise of hiring Edward and his friend Willie. So he was going to go there and hire Ed, but Ed had a friend that needed a job too, so he was going to go and hire both of them.
Yeah.
Which is, the whole time he was just looking for a young man to fucking cut up and eat. So he introduced himself as Frank Howard, a farmer from Farmingdale, New York. His intended victim was Edward Budd, but when he arrived at the house in Manhattan for the second time, his gaze shifted to Grace Budd. So what he did...
Grace was his sister.
Right. What he did, he went to this Budd family.
Yeah.
And he was looking for a victim, a young man.
Yeah.
So...
Because they answered to classified.
Right.
Yeah.
So when... It was Ed and his friend... And when what he did is that he told him that he would call again, and he left.
Mm-hmm.
So he went home, and he was trying to figure out how he was going to overpower these two 18-year-olds.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, it ain't like you got one. Now he's got to figure out, okay, hey, now I got to figure out how to fucking, deal with two.
Yeah.
So I can eat their ass. So second time when he came is when he seen the little sister.
Yeah.
Grace.
Yeah.
Because I think she was up in her room the first visit, so he didn't see her.
Mm-hmm.
So Fish persuaded her parents, Albert and Delia Budd, to let her accompany him to his niece's birthday party that evening at his sister's home. So
That was a lie.
Of course it was a lie.
Yeah.
So when he figured out that there was no way for him to overpower the two young men.
Yeah.
He decided he was going to take Grace.
Yeah.
And, hey, there's a birthday party. Can she go? And then you got to remember, this guy looks like an old grandfather figure.
20s.
But
it's in the 20s,
yeah,
too.
but understand that there's no fucking way that shit would happen these days.
No.
You just don't let your fucking daughter go off with anybody.
Yeah.
But these are different times.
Yeah, it's different times.
People did that sort of shit.
Yeah, and like there's stories that go back to that time, but people didn't hear about those stories because
right.
It wasn't published. It wasn't put out on the internet and wasn't put in newspapers and stuff like that.
There was a lot of shady shit going on, but even back then, nobody locked their doors.
Yeah.
And then you got, the seemingly rich farmer that's wanting to hire, two of their their son and then his friend, and he's come back twice, and they let her go, which was extremely bad idea.
Yeah.
So the police, after he had taken her and then didn't show back up with her, they're freaking the fuck out, and they he gave an alias, Frank Howard, so.
That's all they had to go off of.
That's all they had to go off of. So the police arrested Charles Edward Pope for the kidnapping in 1930 on suspicion of kidnapping Grace Budd. The 66-year-old apartment superintendent was arrested after his estranged wife tipped the police off. After remaining in jail for 108 days, he was found not guilty. So his fucking wife said, "Hey, this mother,"
said that he did it and he really didn't do it.
And that reminds me of the Happy Face Killer, where he killed them prostitutes, and then he would write this confession on bathroom stalls. The truck driver.
Yeah.
And then this fucking lady was pissed off at her boyfriend, and turned his ass in for killing it. Anyway, they both wound up fucking put in prison. Fucking dumbasses. Yeah. So. The investigation continued for 6 long years because no concrete evidence was found against Charles or any other suspect. Fish was apprehended only in November 1934 when Miss Budd received a letter with the barbaric details of Grace's disappearance and murder.
Yeah, so that's when he wrote a letter to the girl's parents.
Oh, man, dude.
And it was detailed.
Yeah, for... if y'all have kids watching this, please fucking don't, because that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, there's a few kids that watch it.
But I'm going to read the letter. So. And this shit is graphic and fucking absolutely insane. So this is the letter he wrote. And think about, I don't know what the fuck I would do, man. I mean, literally.
Because they still don't know who he is.
Right. I don't know what I would do if my kid come up missing, period. But then you have this guy who writes this fucking letter. And this is, just parental advisory on this shit. In 1894, my dear Miss Budd, in 1894, a friend of mine shipped as a deckhand on the steamer Tacoma, Captain John Davis. They sailed from San Francisco to Hong Kong, China. On arriving there, he and 2 others went ashore and got drunk. When they returned, the boat was gone. At that time, there was a famine in China. Meat of any kind was $1 to $3 a pound. So great was the suffering among the very poor that all children under 12 were sold for food in order to keep others from starving.
This is the letter that he's writing?
Yes.
Why the fuck did he start there?
Hold on. I mean, that's true shit, too, back then.
Well, yeah.
Well, here we go. A boy or girl under 14 was not safe in the street. You could go into any shop and ask for steaks, chops, or stew meat. Part of the naked body of a boy or girl would be brought out and just what you wanted cut from it. A boy or girl's behind, which is the sweetest part of the body and is sold as veal cutlets, brings the highest price.
Good to know.
This is a damn note he's writing these fucking people. Man, this is how he starts it, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
John stayed there so long that he acquired a taste for human flesh. On his return to New York City, he stole 2 boys, one 7, one 11. He took them to his home, stripped them naked, and tied them up in a closet and then burned everything they had on. Several times every day and night he spanked them, tortured them to make their meat good and tender. First, he killed the 11-year-old boy because he had the fattest ass and, of course, the most meat on it.
Wait, did it really say fattest ass?
Yeah. Yeah, this is quote unquote the letter.
I thought you added that.
No. Everything I'm reading right now, dude, is what this crazy fuck wrote in his letter. He had
a sweet fat ass.
Right.
I thought you added that.
No. Fuck no, dude. That's what I'm saying. This shit's fucking crazy, man. So, of course, the fattest ass and, of course, the most meat on it. Every part of his body was cooked and eaten except the head, bones, and guts. He was roasted in the oven, all of his ass, boiled, broiled, fried, and stewed. The little boy was next.
Which way you can take it.
Yeah, right? The little boy was next, and he went the same way. At that time, I was living at 409 East 100th Street. He told me so often how good human flesh was, hell, and I made up my mind to taste it.
All right.
Well, again, this is the letter he wrote. This is quoted shit.
Yeah.
On June 3rd, 1928, I called on you at 406 West 15th Street and brought you pot cheese and strawberries. We had lunch. Grace sat on my lap and kissed me. I made up my mind to eat her right there and then. On the pretense of her taking her to a party, you said yes, she could go. I took her to an empty house in Westchester. I had already
The best Chester.
Right. On the pretense of taking her to the party, you said yes, she could go. I took her to an empty house in Westchester I had already picked out. When we got there, I told her to remain outside. She picked wildflowers. I went upstairs, stripped off all my clothes, and I knew to not get blood on them.
Mm-hmm. Gotta be naked.
When I was ready, I went to the window and called her. Then I hid in the closet until she was in the room. When she saw me all naked, she began to cry and tried to run down the stairs. I grabbed her, and she said she was going to tell her mama. First, I stripped her naked. Oh, how she did kick, bite, and scratch. I choked her to death, then cut her into small pieces so I could take the meat to my rooms, cook, and eat it. How sweet and tender her little ass was roasted in the oven. It took me 9 days to eat her entire body. I did not fuck her, though I could have if I wished. She died a virgin.
Oh.
10-year-old little girl. He wrote that fucking all that shit in a letter and sent it to her fucking parents.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hungry. You hungry? Let's go. You want to go eat a veal cutlet?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
A little roast beef.
Fuck, dude. So, I just don't understand how. I mean, fuck, dude. I mean, you write this letter to her.
Yeah.
Makes me just want to fucking rip his fucking neck off. But then he would come on me and rip his neck off.
He would.
Yeah, literally. Because his fucking
and
little.
Like it.
His little fish cock would just get. Okay, that's fucking ridiculous. The police caught him using the details found on the envelope that he used to send the chilling letter. The chief investigator, William F. King, was waiting for him at his home's door, and Fish charged at him with a razor blade, which he didn't get shit off because he's an old fuck, and he's probably clothesline. During the questioning, Fish never denied Grace's murder, so he went in there and just told him straight up, just fucking crazy.
Yeah.
The only thing we know about this man is what he fucking would say to the police.
Yeah.
So any deaths, murders,
that's all they had to go on.
I mean, that's all we got to go on, especially it being early 1900s. There really wasn't nothing you could fucking do. I mean, there's
the whole at least one in every state or whatever. I think it was just full of shit with that one.
That's bullshit. That I can go ahead and, because, I mean.
Back then you couldn't get around like that.
Right. Well, but they could kind of pinpoint, where he had went.
Mm-hmm.
I think the furthest he went was Colorado, I think.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at least, I mean, I'm not going to doubt this motherfucker, raped a shit ton of kids.
Oh, yeah. I mean? Yeah.
I mean, that was his main thing back then, and
yeah.
It's just fucking nuts, man. Let's see. Okay. So on March 11th, 1935, Albert Fish's trial for Grace's murder began in White Plains, New York. His trial lasted for 10 days, with Frederick P. Close presiding as judge and Elbert Gallagher as district attorney. James Dempsey as his defense attorney. He did an insanity plea, which fucking no shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, see? I'm gonna go over here and fucking eat your little kid. Yeah, see? Come here. I don't know why the fuck I think that's what he talked like. That is. Oh, fuck. I'm going to tug it while I fucking eat your fucking sweet little tight ass, bitch. Okay.
Spot on.
In his insanity plea, Fish claimed that he heard voices from God who instructed him to kill children. So there's part of his fucking ridiculousness.
Yeah.
Many psychiatrists were consulted by the court to lend their expert opinions on Fish's condition. There were several rebuttal witnesses who testified to Fish to be abnormal but sane. So it's like, Many experts said that Fish's perversions were socially perfectly all right, and he was punishing himself to get sexual gratification. They agreed that he was not mentally sick and did not suffer from psychosis. Yeah. That motherfucker, dude, he suffered from a lot of shit.
He was, yeah, but I don't think he should have like not get the death penalty.
Oh yeah, well you got to think, man. You got lawyers sitting there going, "Oh no, he's all right." He's good for trial. And you got, and he was fucked up.
He was fucked up, but he shouldn't. Yeah, he shouldn't have got off on it, which he didn't.
Right.
But he definitely shouldn't have got.
His stepdaughter, Mary Nicholas, was also one of the witnesses who testified that he often made her brothers and sisters play games that were sadomasochistic in nature. So. Mm-hmm. This is where it got to what you were talking about. He would get his own children to whip him with that board with nails hanging out of it.
Yeah.
Now, he wouldn't harm his kids.
But he wanted them to harm him.
Yeah. So they would hit him with this board with nails. They also whipped and flogged him. Mm-hmm. And God knows what else. I mean, it's just...
Yeah, you don't know all the details.
Yeah, there's so much shit, dude. He would be in his room... Mm-hmm. I think for a while, his Albert Jr., his oldest son, lived with him. Mm-hmm. Even after a lot of his sisters and other brothers moved out.
Yeah,
and he would be in his room, standing on his bed, butt ass naked, with an old fish cock fucking standing at attention. He'd be fucking flogging himself on his back, and his kid would walk by and just like.
Again, Dad.
Yeah,
again.
Right. I mean, you got to think, they were raised this way, so they're like, yeah, this isn't normal. Yeah, but this is just Dad.
But they think it's normal.
Yeah. I mean, it's fucking crazy.
They think everybody does that.
Right.
Yeah.
So
again, Dad.
Now,
really, you got your dick out again.
Yeah. But oh god, it's so fucked up, man. Your kid walks by saying, "Yeah, man." Dad's over there fucking have fun again, so...
I can't bring anybody here.
I can't bring... Yeah, right. I can't bring no... Dad, put that fucking shit up. I can't bring nobody over here, you cocksucker. God! You always fucking whipping yourself or shoving needles up your dick hole and fucking lighting shit out your ass. So, apparently, Albert Jr. didn't have many friends. Oh, fuck. So here we go. Like, okay, you got this guy. He did all this shit. He's in jail on trial. The Budd family had to just wanted to fuck him up, man. But like I said, there's no fucking him up because it's like he's gonna get off on the pain. So that's what I say about this guy as a serial killer.
I'm sure there's some kind of pain that you can inflict.
No.
You don't think, like, dude, even if he cut his hand off or something?
No. Here we go. So the jury declared him to be sane and guilty, and the judge announced his death sentence. He was to be executed in the electric chair. Mm-hmm. So old Sparky. This is what's fucked up, man, is that he said something as a quote as to, that's... to be electrocuted was the ultimate thrill. I haven't tried, death yet.
Oh.
So this fucker was like, this is going to be the shit, dude. You know what I mean?
They're going to be
electrocute me. My cock's going to be so fished up, man. It's going to be fucking... You're fucking looking forward to getting electrocuted in the fucking electric chair.
Yeah. He lived his life, though. He was good.
Fuck. Oh, he lived... See, that's 65 years of fucking insanity, dude.
Yeah.
So, they executed that motherfucker in the electric chair, old Sparky. And that's Albert Fish. And it's just... I wanted to bring... For our first new season episode, I figured I would bring this fuck into the mix. Because it's so It's just insane, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not your normal serial killer where he's just like, he gets
just
off
picks
on
somebody
string. I
or
mean,
whatever.
this guy was, just fucking crazy, man.
Yeah.
I figured you'd like that, and I figured that
Oh, yeah.
that you would fucking tug it later on tonight from the
I'm
story.
not.
You lying bastard.
I don't think I...
So how did you like that story of old fish?
I mean,
guts?
it's interesting.
What do you do with a person like that?
Exactly what they did. You just fucking kill him.
But my curiosity is how many kids did he actually fucking just destroy?
Yeah, because like they only have a few stories,
right? And
but he says there's at least one in every state.
I wouldn't say that. I would say there's probably that. I mean, there's got to be.
There's multiple. There's no telling how many in New York where he actually lived.
Yeah, and he did
and
go
surrounding areas.
And he did go to
like
different states, man. So not killing these children. He destroyed so many fucking lives, man. Because I guarantee you, that Kedden guy, I guarantee you that ain't the only guy that he cut half a dick off of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't,
and left alive and shit like
right.
that. Yeah.
So it's insane, man. Mm-hmm. They got him for Grace's death, but there were more. I mean, he got in. That guy, like I said, with that his note got him into cannibalism. So damn well you don't just fucking I'm gonna stew this little girl up one day. It's like fuck
her sweet little ass.
Yeah, it's like damn. There's no telling how many kids he actually ate as well.
Yeah.
So this is what y'all fuckers have to look forward to. We're gonna do a lot of stories. I mean, this was a serial killer one. I mean, we're gonna do stories about crazy, things people have seen or done or odd occurrences and true crime. We're gonna for the F-bomb. We're gonna the vast, and it's gonna be a lot.
Yeah,
there's no single.
I like the true crime stuff, especially like the newer, more. Even if they're like an open case and stuff like that, I'm interested in that stuff too.
Yeah. We'll do unsolved and open.
Because we got, I mean, some of you, a lot of you don't know, we have some crazy shit going on in Birmingham where there's a bunch of women getting fucking kidnapped and murdered.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of women have come up missing in Birmingham.
And that's like within the last 6 months or so. I mean, it's been going on, but it's like getting ramped up, and there's like a lot.
There was the most recent one 2 weeks ago at the Tin Roof. So
yeah, they found her.
Well, they did find her?
Yeah, she was wrapped up in a sheet, buried in a backyard.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Holy shit, I missed that.
Yeah, they found her either Friday night or Saturday night.
Arrested somebody?
No.
Oh, fuck.
Abandoned house.
Oh, shit. So apparently we've got a serial killer in Birmingham, Alabama.
Yeah.
Fuck, I didn't read that. I'm about to get back.
But yeah, she was kidnapped from a bar called the Tin Roof.
Tin Roof. Yeah, I've been there.
From what my mom told me, like they didn't have her on camera in that bar, but that's where her friend says she was. So I don't know. There might be something to that.
Yeah, I'll have to get on that and keep that as an update.
Yeah.
Take a break.
But there's a bunch missing right now.
Take a break.
Yeah, we take a break.
Let's take a look.
This episode is brought to you by Adam and Eve. Go to adamandeve.com and get 50% off on almost any one item. And then Adam and Eve loads on the free stuff. Enter code FBOMB at checkout and get 10 tantalizing free gifts. A sexy item for him, a special gift for her, and a third item you'll both enjoy. And you'll also get 6 free spicy movies. On top of all that, you'll also get free shipping. That's FBOMB, FBOMB, FBOMB at adamandeve.com.
So yeah, the new our new little Birmingham serial killers wreaking havoc, I guess. Wait and see what comes up with that.
Yeah, yep. I know they put out a award, a reward, for like $10,000, and then they got a tip. That's when they found her.
Oh, they found her because of the tip?
That's what my mom said. So I'm going by that.
Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look that up and keep an eye on that shit.
Yeah.
That's fucking nuts.
Yeah, I mean, as more comes out, we'll have more information on the story and whatever.
Yeah,
Hopefully
absolutely.
they'll catch whoever it was.
Yeah,
I hope
so.
Yeah. You know, that little girl that got abducted
I remember that.
not long ago. They found the two people who did that. So
So this is just random craziness.
I don't know.
Birmingham's getting. I mean, it's been bad, but it seems. God damn, man.
Yeah.
Lately, it just keeps getting worse and worse. So
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
yeah,
But we'll keep an eye on it, and then we can talk about it when we have more information on it.
absolutely. Our Scared Stiff podcast. We have a lot of cool shit down the pipeline for that, man. We're gonna do.
You have actual contacts
Yes,
for that show.
I have contacts for some real famous people in the paranormal
Ghost
field.
hunters
Ghost
and-
hunters.
You have priests that
Yeah.
that have done exorcisms.
Yes. I'm gonna.
There's one local, so we can even have him on.
Right. I'm gonna get a local Catholic priest that did our house.
Mhm.
There's a Catholic priest that was on Ghost Adventures. I'm gonna hit him up.
Yeah.
And Ralph Sarchi. If y'all don't know who that is, they made with Eric Bana, "Deliver Us from Evil," the big movie that come out a couple of years ago was about him. He's a New York City police officer.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get him on, and all that.
Yeah. So he may, and we'll do like Skype interviews or phone calls or whatever, because some of these guys, they're too far away. We can't get them here. But to add content, we'll do it however we need to.
Yeah.
I know before we wasn't doing that, but we're gonna do it this time.
And we're gonna do real paranormal investigations out in the field. We're gonna record it.
Record them. Yeah.
We're gonna have
that's already in the works of getting a recorder for that and some more cameras for that.
Digital recorder cameras, and all that'll be on Patreon as well. So
yeah,
y'all don't want to miss that shit. It's gonna be fun, dude.
Yeah.
Got a lot of
because I have some contacts. I can get us into Waverly Hills.
Waverly Hills will be fucking badass, dude. Yeah, I can't wait for that, man.
Yeah, and I think the next story we're talking about, we can get to that place too.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, that's within driving distance. So we're going to do that. We're gonna try to get up there. Well, we got to get up there.
We will.
We're gonna take some pictures, and the next story is going to be fucking fabulous.
Yeah,
it's gonna be it's crazy as hell too. So
yeah. And we had some new coasters come in from some guys at j2customcreations.com. He did us some of these. They're wood cut with our logo in it. They're spot on. It's so
great,
crisp and clean.
Great work.
Yeah. So if you want to check them out, it's j2customcreations.com. Jonathan and Jesse.
Out of North Carolina, right?
North Carolina. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so check them out if you want some cool. I think they just do wood projects, but if you want some cool wood shit, check them out. I'm going to contact them and see how much it costs to have that made, and we can sell them.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's great work, man.
Yeah,
they did a hell of a good job on that.
Yeah, they did. But we appreciate that too. Yep, and so our Patreon is patreon.com/TheFBombPodcast. It's live now. You can go and subscribe, pick a tier that you want, help us out, and we'll be posting some extra content on there.
Yeah, anything y'all can. Yeah, absolutely. It keeps this podcast moving. Keeps the other one to get it off the ground and moving, and it's gonna be. Yeah,
especially when if we're gonna be going out and doing. It takes money to do that stuff, and we're not rich. So.
No, but it'll be well worth it because we're gonna pump out the content, man, like crazy.
Yeah.
One time donation. Go to the website for the PayPal, right?
Yeah, if you want to do just a donation, you can just go to our website. It's TheFBombPodcast.com. And you can follow us on all of our social medias. The F-Bomb Podcast on everything.
Hit that shit up.
Yeah.
Hit that shit up.
Yep. And that's all I got.
Yeah. This is the the new episode. We hope y'all enjoyed it, and thank you for having me as a part of this, man.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you for
dude.
coming in
Hell
on short notice.
No problem.
Yeah.
Got you, man.
I appreciate it. All right. We'll see y'all.
Later.